Hi guys, it's Legendarma TV. It's good to see you again. Merry Christmas to everyone, and I hope you will be having the most amazing holidays. However, for myself, the holidays will only be starting pretty soon, so today is gonna be the last video for this year. After that, I'm gonna take a few weeks break from YouTube, gonna have some rest and so on, so we can dive into the next year with more video guides for you, my friends. So I was wondering what to do for the last video, and as you all know, I have playlists of Season 3 and Season 4 boss guides for the endgame, but they all are pretty in-depth for each one of them. So today we're gonna have an express endgame mechanic, which is gonna take 30 seconds to 1 minute for each boss, explaining the most popular mechanics that you will encounter in these bosses, and try to help you out to die less to the chaos, to the red attacks, and so on. Please enjoy! Alright, Inquisitor Claire first. So at 9.5 and 6.5 bars, she will be using Arrow Storm. You will see she'll turn red over here. Just stand behind her in this safe spot, and remember to dodge away from the red attack afterwards. At 6.5 bars as well, after she's done with the Arrow Storm, she will do the Arrow Barrage. And there is a little trick how to not get caught by these red attacks right over here, so let's just let her go away. She's casting this Arrow Barrage, you can see, and we just dodge into the spot that she just, the arrows just landed, and you'll be safe there. The chances that the arrows are gonna drop there again is very, very low. The chance is very low, so you will be safe here, so negating a lot of damage during the Arrow Barrage. Eternal Elchulus. God, I hate this raid. Oh my god. At 7 bars, he will cast a red AoE attack, so just dodge that, and he will go to the middle, where you can climb him if you press E button. Whenever you're gonna go and ride on his back, remember to use the arrow keys to stay on his spine. If you fail one of the arrow keys, you're gonna fall down, obviously. And this is what happens if you don't climb him. You will have to run away from all these red explosions, so I don't really recommend doing that. It's too much of a hustle here, honestly. When Elchulus drops to 4 bars, he will fly away again. He's gonna just go a little bit back here, do the roar, and this is the indication that the next phase begins. You will see Teve here. What do you need to do? You need to stay in the middle, because if you go outside of the middle of the safe zone, you are gonna get impaled by the red spikes right here. And they deal a lot of damage, so try not to do that. And just spear him up. Just throw the spears until he goes down. This is really good for extra raw gold reward, and it also takes down a huge portion of his health right here. Goddess Macha, with her vintage cutscene that we all know. Once she drops to 8 bars, she will destroy the top of the tower and will initiate a huge explosion right there. So what you want to do here is to just run away as far as possible from her so the shockwave doesn't hit you. You can also dodge at the end, so it helps pretty much. And yeah, we can skip the cutscene now. Just press escape and we don't need to watch this crap anymore. At 5 bars, she will shield herself, and she will also make a huge explosion. So take some distance from her so you don't suffer from this explosion right here. It deals a lot of damage. After that, you wait for the swords to get into the position, and once they start flying towards you, position yourself and press E to throw the swords back at her to destroy the bubble. When Macha is about to drop to 2 bars, I highly recommend to start using the chain holding techniques whenever you're in the party, so you can skip the last phase completely. Because if you don't do that, she will go for the Sword of Apocalypse phase, and you're just gonna literally waste 45 seconds just running away from the swords and the shockwaves, so people usually just use the chain holding techniques right here. If you're not familiar how to do it, please consult with my video where I teach you how to do the chain holding properly, so you can skip the phases easily. the Fomorian hunter Agares. So the bane of all the new players and some of the veteran players as well. So what do you need to look at on Agares is that one specific windup. So whenever he does this particular thing, there are two outcomes. If he starts attacking, that means that the last hit right here is going to be the grab, so that's going to KO you. Or he releases a sonic wave. So if we just talk about that windup right over here, just stand still. Stand still. See, I don't get debuffed. So you won't have the privilege, the chance of being John Cena'd by this guy. Simply just stand still whenever you see this windup, and whenever he starts attacking, you will know that this is going to end with the KO attack, the grab, or he will release the sonic wave. So in both scenarios, just stand still and you will be fine. You will just literally dodge 90% of the mechanics that Agares possesses. Lugh Lamhfada, the Palala god. At 7 bars, he will start initiating the Tarathan phase, and this is where you need to collect the orbs. Collect 3 of them, and make sure you don't get hit, so you don't lose these stacks while you have them. To have the immunity whenever he's going to use the Tarathan Blast at the end of the phase. This doesn't really deal a lot of damage, however you would want to take advantage of the buff that you get from him, so just keep in mind the amount of stacks that you have, keep a close eye on it, so you don't get extra damage right there. And also a very important note, one of the Lugh's attacks, counter attacks, is the Palala shield. So whenever he shields himself with the barrier, the blue barrier, you would want to stay away from him, because every millisecond that you stand in that barrier, you're going to take damage. And even if you are defense capped, if you have the best armor in this game, you are going to die, because you're going to receive like a million ticks of damage in a second. So please make sure you don't get caught by that thing. Succubus Selren, evil and seductive, she will do everything for you to stay in her nightmare forever. So, and we're not looking forward to that, right? So at 9.5 bars, she will teleport to the middle of the arena and start casting the seduction attack. Right here, you will see, the camera will focus on her, and she will send these orbs, seducing you. If you get seduced, you can shake it off by spamming the E button before she does the red slam at the end. So you can escape a lot of damage right here. So you can either dodge the orbs and just forget about it, or if you got seduced, just shake it off. At 8.5 bars, she will cast a Nightmare phase, and this is where things are starting to get interesting. So whenever you're going to flash orange, or one of your teammates going to flash orange, Selren will do one of the attacks and then teleport and do a slash. This slash after the teleport is what you need to watch out for. If you get slashed by that attack, she will KO you. She will drain you dry of your... let's just not talk about it here, honestly, but yeah, just watch out for the slash after the teleport. That's the most important thing here. Ah! A failed experiment breeding humans and Fomors called Marject. Yeah, well, this guy is... Honestly, I prefer to call him a sandbag, because this poor thing, they literally stripped him of all mechanics. However, whenever he drops to 8 bars, he will destroy the ceiling, and there's going to be a poisonous pool in the middle. If you enter this pool, you will start, your meter will start filling up, and if it fills up to 100%, you will instantly die. So watch out, stay away from the middle, don't get this meter filling up, and whenever he's going to drop down after the wall climb, just stay away from the landing zone, because that's a red attack and it will deal a lot of damage. Aodhan, our master, our best friend, who's been just lied, and he took drugs, honestly, and this is where everything went wrong here. So whenever Aodhan drops to 9.5 bars, he will imbue his swords with the lightning. Every time he's going to strike you with his attacks, he will generate electrocution stacks. These electrocution stacks means how many lightning strikes right over here you're gonna do and how many shockwaves you're gonna release. So the less shockwaves, the less attacks you take, the less shockwaves there will be and less damage overall the whole party is gonna receive. Because if the whole party start exploding with the lightning strike, there's gonna be a lot of shockwaves and millions of damage, tons of damage. So this is what makes this fight really, really hard. Also, at 6 bars, he will gain a meter right here, so your main goal right here is to make sure that this meter does not fill completely. If it fills completely, Aodhan goes berserk, and he starts like a 20-hit combo with like deadly attacks, literally just one-shotting everyone, so it's going to be a hard time right there. So, in order to stop him filling the meter, you have to use flinching moves or hold moves whenever he's going to do the lightning strike wind up. This will negate the meter being filled up and give you more time for killing him and just escaping the berserk phase right over here. He's Divine Armor Cesar, the first Season 4 boss that became a meme, because, yeah, who wants to fight a salad right here, right? So at 7 bars, he transitions to the laser phase. In the laser phase, make sure you're standing close to the wall. So this is where the laser will not hit you. It does some nasty damage and also applies a debuff that burns you, so just avoid it at any cost. And the most popular mechanic that is right here is the KO. So you just look for the specific wind-up right over here. He puts his Morning Star on his shoulder and then does a 2-hit string. The second hit is what you need to dodge or block, or he will send you flying with a cannon KOing you. So just memorize this pattern right here, and you will conquer Cesar like no problem. The battle against Nyle is super simple as well. All you have to keep in mind is red and white attacks. So the red attacks do debuff you. And the debuff doesn't really do anything. However, if you are debuffed and you get hit by the white attacks, you will get KO'd. And that's it. So just watch out for the red attacks. Don't get debuffed. And if you got debuffed somehow, make sure you avoid all the white attacks that he does. Because just treat it as like a potion in alchemy. So if you just mix red with white, you're just gonna make an explosion and kill yourself pretty much. Other than that, this fight is actually super, super easy. And if you get a Dark Vortex attack, if you'll start casting the Dark Vortex, simply just flinch him out of it, or just run away and resist the drag. It will try to drag you into the vortex, so just run away from it. Next on the list is Ragnahim, the War Machine. While this boss is extremely chaotic and annoying to everyone, he's still kind of easy to deal with. At 8 bars he casts the cables, so get rid of them as fast as possible so you have more space in the arena. And watch out for his 360 KO, that's how we call it, 360 no scope. So whenever Ragnahim flashes orange, you will have about 1 second to react to it. And it doesn't matter where you stand. Would you stand behind him, on the side, or in front of him? Just pre-dodge it or pre-block it. Use any iframe in advance to make sure you do not get KO'd and do not get grabbed. It takes some time to get used to it, but I'm pretty sure you will get there pretty quickly. Also at 4 bars, Ragnahim is going to enter the last phase, and this is where you just need to stay in the green circle around him. So always stay close to him, because if you leave the area, you're going to repeatedly take damage from the electricity on the ground. And, well, eventually you will die. The sexy and the deadly assassin Siete. Boy oh boy, I wish we're gonna have her set as an outfit soon. At 9 bars she will cast the Death Anxiety, and she will do a string of 4 hits Each and every one of them will KO you, so you just need to dodge them. And immediately after that, she will cast her Shadow Clone. Every time she casts the Shadow Clone and it appears, the clone will surround itself with the red vortex. This simply does 10,000 damage easily. So watch out for it and stay away from the clone, and then focus it as fast as possible to dodge the pulls. Because the blood pulls will drain your stamina very, very fast. Other than that, it's a pretty simple fight, pretty gimmicky here. Not a lot of strings that she does, so just remember that every time the clone is up, remember that the vortex does a lot of damage. At 4 bars, Siete will transition to the last phase, and this is where it's gonna be a little tricky because she's gonna cast her clone right here, so you have to stay away from her, and at the same time she will cast the Death Anxiety. So you need to survive this combo. Watch out for the initial vortex from the clone, and dodge all the 4 attacks that she'll be doing to dodge the KO as well. Also, it is worth mentioning that whenever she's very low on health, the camera will kind of focus on her and she will flash red right here, and she will, after a little delay, she will cast another red vortex around herself. So this does another 10,000 damage, so watch out for it, be prepared for it whenever Siete is going to be low on health. A lot of people get caught by that and die. Epona and Lazar, a pretty interesting duo against us in this fight of the Ledaton Bridge. Well, the first phase is nothing really to talk about. Epona doesn't really possess any threat to you or your teammates. However, whenever she drops to 7 bars, Lazar will be reanimated, and after a short delay, he will slowly start walking towards one of you. This is the KO, so you need to pre-dodge and pre-block this stab right here. If he stabs you, he will throw you in the air and you will die. That's it. So watch out for it, just remember that he does that, and if the fight goes longer, he will sometimes initiate that attack again. So whenever he starts walking slowly towards someone, be prepared that the KO is coming. And also one of the strings that Lazar does is a 4-hit string combo with the shockwaves. So he just slams his sword with a shockwave and then another shockwave. Right over here you can see it, we finally caught it. After the 4th shockwave that he does, he will surround himself with a vortex as well. So be prepared to walk away from him so you don't get hit by that. That's a red attack, it's inescapable. And as for the last phase, it's pretty simple. There is going to be a huge circle, or a ring, like in Battle Royales, that you need to stay away from. So just stay in the inner circle fighting Epona. Try to control her to stay away from the edges, because if you're going to enter the ring, it's going to deal a lot of damage. Who loves beef Wellington? Please raise your hand. I certainly do. So Tarathan is, this piece of beef is a pretty easy fight as well. At 8 bars, he will go to the middle, and he will start doing the stomps. Watch out for the initial stomps right here, 1 and 2, they deal damage if you're close to him. Stay in the flames and dodge the blue explosions. That's it, that's all you need to remember. Blue explosions bad, flames are good, just stay in them. After that, he will initiate the penetrating roar. So you can either simply just take away, just run away from him and not get debuffed, and if you get debuffed, just make sure that whenever he's going to do the bull rage, which he is doing right now, trying to literally demolish us into the dust, just dodge and block all of his attacks, or you're going to get KO'd by him. It is also worth mentioning that after 8 bars, all the attacks that Tarathan does will debuff you. So if you get to 2 stacks or 3 stacks of debuff, your stamina is going to be boosted, your stamina consumption, and it is going to be really bad. And right over here at 4 bars, he will do the stomps, but the slams this time, and they will be very fast. The sequence will be super fast, so just remember the same pattern. Blue explosions are bad, just dodge away from them, and the flames, just stay inside, and you won't get damaged. And lastly, Romel, the legendary soldier. At 9 bars, he's going to start casting the mana wounds right here, and all the blue shockwaves that's gonna go from his sword are gonna debuff you, and the amount of stacks that you're gonna have, he will open them up. One stack is just a single bleed that doesn't really do a lot of damage. 2 stacks, your stamina consumption is gonna be boosted, and 3 stacks, you will start losing a lot of SP. So pick up your poison. If you get debuffed 2 times and your character doesn't really go well with the stamina management, make sure you just get the 3rd stack and then let him open your wounds so you don't have this stamina boost. So just pick your poison right here. As for the KO, which is the warning of death, this is the most easiest thing that you can do. Whenever he flashes a red right here and start having this cone attack, simply flank him. Flank him, just go behind him, and you will just avoid that cone that debuffs you for the warning of death and escaping the KO so easily. And finally, at 4 bars, the ceiling is gonna start collapsing. All you need to do and remember is that the first rock throw that Romel is going to do is going to be a red one, and it's pretty much a KO one as well, so it does 1 million damage. However, this attack is still dodgeable. It's kind of crazy, but sometimes you just need to find that perfect timing for it, and you will not get killed there. If you're fortunate enough, however, you can still life flare from it, and that's what people usually do, they just life flare, but it is dodgeable, and it's still dodgeable. And on the last phase, whenever the rocks are going to fall, these shockwaves are going to be coming your way, and these shockwaves deal a lot of damage, even on full best armor. If you're wearing the best armor in the game, you'll still receive a lot of damage, so make sure you use the iframes to dodge them. That's it. And this video concludes this year for Vindictus. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me and my channel, and watching all these amazing videos. It's always a great pleasure and a lot of fun making them for you. I hope in the next year we're going to have even more videos. We're going to have even more fun, even more content as well. So we're going to have a great time. Please have the most amazing holidays, and I see you in a few weeks. Thank you so much for watching. This was legendarma TV. Please subscribe to YouTube channel, join my Discord, and stop by Twitch. I love you all 3000. Please be safe, and I see you next year.